Hi everyone, Nick here. Date with the Debut is currently on a hiatus and will be back later in 2026 for brand new episodes with a new selection of authors to speak to. To bridge the gap in that interim period, throughout February and March 2026, I'll be re-uploading a series I did back in 2021 titled A Little Idea. This podcast kind of addresses a few requests that have come out to me in the last couple of years in regards to the actual process of putting together your book and the entire process of getting it from written on the page to publication. Obviously, we don't cover this in as much detail on Date with the Debut because we have books to discuss and authors to meet. So for this particular series, I thought it would be a good idea to re-upload it and give you my entire process that I went through with my debut novel, When Men Cry. This podcast was published back in 2021, and I'll see you later in the year for more episodes of Date with the Debut and Debut Revisited. Enjoy! Hello everyone, my name is Nick Wasiliev and I am the author of When Men Cry. Of course you know that because you are here on my Facebook page and on my YouTube page. And thanks to you all for being here. It's always awesome to chat to people, speak to people about books, having comments, hearing about the whole creative process and chatting books with you. So this is a little bit different from what we normally do on this channel and on this page, because I'm out there in the world doing social media stuff, chatting with people, doing author signings, what have you. But today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm really excited to announce that over the course of the next 5 weeks, I will be doing a very special, very different kind of show from my perspective. A lot of people, whenever I do live events or, so book signings or whatever, they often come up to me, they often chat to me and they say, how did you get started? What did you do? What are some of the processes of actually writing a book? I've got this project of my own and I don't know what to do. I don't know where to get started. I have this idea. I have this story that is just in my head and driving me insane and I don't know where to begin. Of all the questions I get asked whenever I go anywhere, this is the one thing that often happens. This is the one conversation that just consistently, without fail, pops up. They talk about it more than the book. It's honestly like it's because there are so many people out there who have the desire to either write a book or tell some sort of story, whatever the medium might be, but they don't know where to begin. This little series that I'm about to embark on aims to hopefully kind of give you that little bit of a push, but also give you a sense of exactly what you're getting into within the book industry. So many people have misconceptions about the industry. So many people have beliefs that you can achieve all your dreams and success within the book industry. Some people believe that it's a cutthroat world where publishers will discard fantastic manuscripts left, right, and center. And there are so many misconceptions around both. And this little series that I'm about to start on will hopefully aim to address some of those misconceptions, but also give you a little, if you are someone who is looking to release a book, give you that little bit of a push forward. This little series of interviews that I'll be doing over the next 5 weeks is a podcast series called A Little Idea. This will be a series of discussions about books, how to put them together, the actual process of finishing a manuscript, where to take them, how to create a story that you are proud of, and then last of all, what do you do once you have a book? What are the processes to actually get it to the final point of publication? And then what do you do once you have that book and you want to get it into the hands of readers? Full disclosure, this is not a guide of A, B, C, and X, Y, Z on what you should do. Simply what this is a chance for you, if you are in a position like I was before I wrote my first book, you just don't know where to start. You have this story, you can't stop thinking about it, and it'll drive you mad until you commit it to the page and get that book out there. The first episode that I'll be touching on with this series will be the actual process of getting your book started, completing your draft manuscript, and how to avoid things like procrastination, dealing with significant, issues with feedback, and actually getting the process of completing that story on the page first, which is something that so many people struggle with. Episode 2 of this series will delve into the world of publishing. What options are there to you? What would happen if you were to go the traditional route, like, say, approaching a publisher with a manuscript? How would it be if it differs if you went with an agent? What about the misconceptions or options around self-publishing or custom publishing that are available today? The 3rd episode of this series will delve into the world of editing, the value of getting a good editor, which is something that I highly recommend. The process of the kind of creative kick back and forth that editing has, and how having a fantastic editor really brings out the best in your manuscript. Episode 4 delves into the world of design and the similar camaraderie that occurs between a writer and a designer, and the process of actually creating that fantastic first impression that a design is and that people want to read and enjoy. In addition to that, we'll also be covering printing, and what printing looks like, the cost associated with it, and everything in between. And then finally, our last episode, which will be the final episode of this series, delves into the world of marketing and PR, thinking outside the box with actually getting your book into the hands of readers. What options are there available to you? How do you get that PR? How do you get that PR to sell your book? And above all, you're also asking the questions of why you actually want to do this. So, do you want to become a famous author? Did you just have a story that you wanted to put out there to the world because you were obsessed and you had this story that you couldn't stop thinking about? Are you someone who just wants to write it for you? You only just want to get it out there. You want to have this book and just say, hey, I did it. Whatever those options are, this series of interviews that I will do over the next couple of weeks is for you. My name is Nick Wasiliev. My book is When Men Cry. And this series is A Little Idea.